Alrighty y'all, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I seem like I start all my videos off with the whole mower farm in the backyard here. It seems like I'll get to this eventually, but it seems like I get trades and other things that are in a little bit nicer shape, and so I try and tackle these first and then get these knocked out because they'll need a little bit more work and all that good stuff. So the next mower project I'm going to work on is this. It's what one of my subscribers, Long Island Mowers and More, called a, quote, gray cheapy Craftsman. Because it's the bare bones model with no headlights or anything like that. So they just put a nice little plastic cover over it. Fun fact about this lawnmower, it is exactly like the very first lawnmower I flipped when I was in college. Probably back in, I can't remember if I did it in 2012 or 2013 whenever I did that first riding mower. I think it was 2012. Anyways, it was in a whole lot nicer shape than this one is, but it's the exact same, so it brings back a little bit of memories for me. This is a Craftsman LT1000, the quote gray cheapy Craftsman, 15.5 horse Briggs Briggs Intech. How about that? Even got a little lizard down there hanging out. This one was parked in a backyard, so I'm sure that it could use some love. The air filter is a little dirty. It's not terrible. I might see if I can rob one that may be a little bit nicer off of another mower and just order a few of these. I might have a few. The pre-filter is done though, so we'll toss that. Oil, I'll get to the problems that I know are wrong with it in just a second. Just watch that lizard. It's below the ad, so, but it's got good compression on it. I don't have the park brake down, so it's trying to engage the transmission too here. Hopefully this doesn't have a compression release issue. The woman said that it was running. She just had to jump it off and pump air in the tires every time she wanted to run it. It's got some gas in there that's a little on the old / stale side. I might throw some new gas in there just to mix life up a little bit for it. Might have to put a fuel filter on it. It's already got a shutoff switch on it, which is kind of nice. Got these nice little blue caps as well for the tires. So the known issue with this, I'll put this air filter back in for the time being, is that she says she hit a stump with it or hit something with it hard, and something with the deck. And the only thing I know so far about it, all the mechanisms and all the spindles and stuff look good on it. I'll go ahead and lower the deck for you just so we can see that. All the spindles and mechanisms, the whole belt and all the inner workings of it look good. The issue lies, and this is a 38-inch deck, by the way. It's not even a 42-inch, so this is like as cheap as you could buy a Craftsman lawnmower in manufacture date. It was 2007, so this would be in 2007. The blades are trash. It'll need some blades on it. I think I've got some 38-inch blades at the house here. So she hit something with it and broke the deck guard off of it right there on the front. And bent it. She didn't break it off, she bent it. So I know at the very least we're going to have to bend the blade guard back. It is also missing the arm on the right side. You can see it over there on the left side. It's missing the right side arm for the front adjustment and the front mount of the mower. So it's missing those two things. 3 of the 4 tires have a slow leak, so they'll need tubes in them. I at least know that. the oil was low, but I mean it is clean. It's very clean actually. Can probably just add to it and be okay. Do a mouse nest check real quick. I don't see anything up in there caked on. I think she used it up until last season. Background on the mower, I traded a push mower for this John Deere JS63 push mower, and also helped get a little cheap push mower going. It only took me about 45 minutes or so to an hour to do that, in exchange for this. So get it all nice and cleaned up. It's probably $400 to $450 here. This mower should clean up pretty nicely. So what I'm going to do, first off, I don't think the battery's any good on it, but it's just got the little cheap Autocraft 160 cold cranking amp battery on it as well. So they're probably a 1-year battery, and then you can call it quits for them things. Put a battery in it. Let's see what happens with it. Here's your serial number, 22607, if you want to be specific about what's going on with this thing. It's a little dirty. It just needs a wash. It's really not beat up apart from that part of the deck, which is not always nice to see. Little crack in the seat. Got the key with it. Sometimes I don't get the keys. The steering's good. Just need to grease it up. I think these still have greasable. Yeah, this one has a greasable steering on it still. And I think it has greasable. It's got greasable hubs on the front wheels, which an MTD does not have, even on the higher level stuff. So let me get to work on this. I'm just going to put a battery in it, add a little bit of oil into it, and see if we can get this thing rolling. Alright, so we got it full of oil. You know, I'm just curious. I want to see if this thing will start even on current. Well, I may not. I may put a little bit of gas in it. Yeah, I don't see any water in the tank, so I'm just going to dilute some of this older gas with some fresh gas real quick. And we'll see if that makes a difference. Let's see if it'll start. Running good, charging the battery. That's awesome. it back far enough where he can drive it. Let's go for a ride. Oh yeah. It's a little stiff. 1, 2, 3. Now just going through all the gears. 5, 6. Brakes. Oh yeah. Reverse. Good with me. Yeah, it's getting a little bit easier to shift now that I've shifted some gears. Thing even idles down nice. It's got one of them Nikki carburetors on it, but let's see if it cranks back up. Woohoo! Stupid compression releases on these rigs. Might check the valves while I'm at it, because I think a valve adjustment might help it out some as well. It's running great though. It's running excellent. Especially to be one of these old Briggs engines. Because I know I can knock those valves out tonight and get everything else ready. I could potentially do a day turn on this, because I just need 3 tubes from where the tires are dry rotted, the 2 back ones right here, and then the one in the right front. The left front already has a tube in it, I believe. Yeah, you can see the tube where there's a tube in it. What else? I got a deck arm over here. I've got a 38-inch deck right here. Let's see how the blades and stuff look on it. I think are these the blades off of it? Oh, those blades are perfectly usable. I'll pop the blades off of this, and those are 42-inch blades there. I'll pop the blades off of this because I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to use this deck anytime soon, and I know that that lawnmower is not going to do that much work. So take the blades off for this. I've got a deck arm, which I will get right now actually. This is a deck that was chewing up blades or chewing up chewing up belts, chewed up the deck belt, and so I don't know if I'll save this because I don't quite have all the hardware and whatnot and the springs and such. I don't think that is the right blade. That is the right deck arm, right? Yeah. So deck arm. Let me get my little stand so that y'all can watch me here. We'll just go ahead and put this on the mower while we're at it. Right there. All right. I don't know if this is bent down or if that's just the way that it is. Naturally, we'll find out. I need to lower it though. Much better. All right. Pop that on. There we go. So that's fixed. I just have to obviously line up the deck and whatnot. It might look like that's bent down a little bit. What I might do is, I got the adjustment arms right here. I'll probably adjust the arm on the front as opposed to trying to bend the deck back up and potentially compromise the rigidity of the deck, so to speak. Next order of business, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with the blade guard, and then I will also go ahead and knock out the blades on this thing. So I'll show you how to change the blades on this. We'll figure out how to fix the blade guard on it, and then we should be able to cut with it, and then it's just a matter of putting some tire tubes in it, and we might be done with this thing. I'll put a fuel filter on it as well. That fuel filter looks nasty from the old gas that was in it. Give it a good wash and I think we'll be all right. So let me go ahead and get the blades off of that other deck real quick, and then we'll go through the process of taking these blades off, checking under the deck. I'll jack it up and all that good stuff to make sure that we can do that. All right, so because dummy me got rid of his lawnmower jack last year, got a floor jack, and I got this jack stand on the deck here, and we're going to take off this blade. I think this newer Craftsman's a 5/8. I don't think the 9/16 fit. Older Craftsman's are 9/16. And I think the blade's the same 5-star bit. We're about to find out. There we go. Get this out of the way. There we go. That'll work too. Yeah, it's the same 5-star bit. Okay, we're in good shape. Whew. Now the spindles on these newer ones are a little bit different. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up. These are actually 4-post spindles on this mower, as opposed to 3-post, like on the older Craftsmans. Same blades though, same blades. You can see the ends on this one are pretty chewed up, ready to be replaced. So, I am going to sharpen the blade, but what you do is you just pop it up here, get it in. There's like a little star bit that you got to get it into. You get it into the star bit, you lock it in, and then you can take your nut or your bolt and just feed it up there. And I guess it'll continue to lock into the star bit once you get it up there. So that's all you got to do. I'm going to go ahead and sharpen these blades because they're a little on the dull side. I just need to put an edge on them, and then we will. Oh man, y'all didn't see any of that, did you? There we go. There's a star bit, and you just place it up like so. Make sure you fit it into the star grooves, because if you don't, it's going to slide all around on the adapter and all that good stuff. So you'll feel it lock in, push it up there. The bolt will help push it up there for you as well. And so we'll sharpen this blade. I'll put it on, and then we will see how we can address this blade guard here. I'll also go ahead and put the other blade on as well while I'm down here. Alright y'all, so here's what I ended up doing to this. This bolt hole right here was done. So what I ended up doing is drilling another hole, putting a bolt and nut right there, and all I had to do was bend it back. And now, if I can show y'all, we got full blade, and well, we don't have full blade motion. I gotta bend that back down some. After I bend that back down some in the back there, we'll have full blade motion. I just need to bend that down just a little bit back there in the back. Full blade motion. I can do that on camera real quick. Get my pliers. See if that's enough. Yeah, it's still a little close, so I'm gonna go a little bit further. Yeah. Last thing I want to do is this thing to come up and hit a blade, so let's keep going. Alright, so I got range of motion with the blades. I still need to bend this out some. So I'll finish that. I'll get it down, and we'll test out the deck on it to make sure that it works. Well, I did a successful test, but my camera malfunctioned. What I've done, I took the screw, I idled it down a little bit. And I hate that my camera messed up because I had the whole thing on camera. I was struggling originally to get the blades to come on because they were a little bit on the, they were stuck a little bit, but I'll show you. Alright, so that's good. This thing's ready to go. Sorry, my camera malfunctioned whenever I was doing a little run up the driveway. So I have a few little things I still need to do on it. Number one is valve cover gasket. Or not a valve cover gasket, but I'm going to check the valves on it and adjust the valves if necessary. Number two, fuel filter. Number three, I got 3 tire tubes. So what I'm going to do, sorry I didn't give y'all a good little test, but I will. And number 4, I'm going to put some spray paint, black spray paint around the deck just to make it look a little prettier. After I clean it up, it should be a nice little mower. So I'll catch y'all after I do all that. And we'll do a final looking test. Alrighty, y'all, so I did the valves. They were out of adjustment, way out of adjustment. It's easy. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get this done quick. It's getting late. But you pop off the valves. Imagine you're going to have a 5/8 wrench, and then you're going to have a T15 Torx. You loosen up the Torx. If you want to tighten the valves, you tighten it. Obviously righty-tighty. They don't need too much. No more than probably a quarter of a turn, to be honest with you. Make sure that your intake valve is closed and your exhaust valve is closed. One easy way to know that is to have the other valve that you're not working on open, or you can stick your screwdriver in and find top dead center, make sure both of the valves are in the closed position. That'll get you what you need. I just put the valve cover gasket back on. Everything looks good. This gasket wasn't even leaking at all, and so just in the essence of time and letting it and trying to sell this pretty quickly, I'm not going to worry about the valve cover gasket. It's probably just fine. I'll make sure that it's not leaking tomorrow. That little oil residue right there is from something else. So I'm going to hit this tomorrow whenever I get some daylight. I'd like to sell it tomorrow. Hit the deck up and then give it a nice good washing. And then this thing should be going. It should crank a lot better now too. We'll find out if that's the case. So I'll catch y'all tomorrow right on the other side of this clip. Alrighty, y'all, here it is, all cleaned up, all finished up. Had my camera charging, but I wanted to show you that I had to do a little bit of work on the deck. Not too bad. As you can see, I did a quick little coat of black paint just to make it look a little bit better. I try not to hide all the mess and whatnot that I do. This pulley right here was loose. That pulley right there was loose. It was missing a nut on the bottom, and so it was causing all kinds of havoc. It was hitting on my adjuster there and trying to throw sparks and whatnot. So I did that and fixed that, and it's all good now. Like I said, gave it a good cleaning. The only other thing that I noticed, and it's not that big of, it's not a big enough deal to really matter, is that the oil, the carb is seeking just a little bit overnight. And so what I did is I put a shut-off switch on it. It'll probably remedy itself once it gets a little bit of gas run through it. The shut-off switch was already on it. Sorry if I mentioned that I put one on it, but I just mentioned to the buyer it has a very, very small leak on the carburetor. Just whenever you crank it and run it, you know, just make sure that you do that whenever you finish for the day. I'll tell the person that, whoever buys it. Usually they're fine with it. My grandpa's actually run like that for like 5 years with his mower. So, but there's the whole finished product. These little cheapy Craftsmans, so to speak, clean up relatively nice. I like the color of them. Just that light gray type deal. We'll make sure all of the deck positions work before I try and run with this. It looks like it does. That's a good thing. Alright, so let's crank it up and just go for a little ride down the block. Ride down the driveway. Won't go down the block. Oh, we need a little bit of choke action. This motor runs really good. That's down at idle right there. I can get that thing real low. Oh, a little bit too low there, but there we go. I kept the cut in reverse just because all I gotta do is turn the key and that caused it to work. We'll see if it does what it did earlier, where I pulled the blades and it's like it almost wanted to stop the motor. Let's see what happens here. We're good now. I think that pulley was wreaking havoc on it. So I'll just do the, like I said, I'll just do the fuel switch. And it set overnight, it was just enough for it to blow a little bit of smoke out the exhaust when it cranked up this morning. I could do a rebuild kit and sit on this thing for a few days, but I feel like the leak is not bad enough to do anything about. A lot of y'all probably disagree with me, but as you can see, I've got a bunch of other things going on here, and the worst case scenario is that the thing hydrolocks, they come back and it comes back, and I have to unhydrolock it, change the oil in it, and put a carburetor on it. I'm totally fine with that. I know some of y'all aren't, but like I said, I don't think that the leak in the carburetor is bad enough to cause any issues. It's running great, and you just hit that shut-off switch, which you should do anyways, and you'll be fine. Tubes in all the tires except for the left front, which already had a tube in it. Brand new battery. Thing's running and cutting great now. After I did a little refurbishing, and it looks really, really nice. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I appreciate y'all watching as always. And oh, by the way, the Murray that y'all saw in the previous riding mower video sold for $400, full asking price. So that's awesome. I love that little thing. I love this little mower too. I'm gonna throw this thing up for $500 and see what happens. It is in super good shape for what it is. Got a couple little, you know, cosmetic and scratches and whatnot, and splitting the seat. This is on the newer side of mowers. I sold an LT1000, which is basically exactly like this, except it actually has headlights for the same price, and it was in worse shape for the same price. So we'll list it. It'll probably sell today for either $450 to $500, and yeah, we'll see what happens with it. I think this is going to be a great mower for somebody, and somebody will have a nice little cheapy Craftsman. But thank y'all for watching. We'll be working on another riding mower next time. It's the mystery as to what I'll be working on, honestly, because I still got quite a few projects going. But this one is done, and we'll be sent on down the line to the next project. And y'all catch that on the next video. But in the meantime, if you want to see what I'm working on in real time, you can catch me at Ellis Mowers 09 on Instagram and Facebook. See you next time.